Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's old. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see as well. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh
lovely. I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Shit. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
That intro never gets old. I love it. It is so much fun. Welcome into the Korner Pregame. It is Thursday, thank God. We're kicking off our little happy hour with myself and my co-host Matt Ordazzo. Our guest Ryan McCarthy will be joining us recently. We may have a possible sponsor on the horizon. Give a quick shout out to Big Buddha Cigar for giving me the hookup on this one. This is a Perdomo Gran Reserva 20th Anniversary Edition.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm struggling. I put a little too much lemon juice in this margarita, and it's just every sip is just.
That's right. I'm about to try. I've never tried this before. Holy hell, that's smooth.
What is it?
By the way, folks, I want a great bourbon recommendation. Kentucky. New Riff straight bourbon whiskey. From Chill. It's a chill filtered bourbon. This is just some good stuff, man.
I'm gonna have to hit up the Total Wine for that.
They sell a Total Wine. It is phenomenal.
Well, they sell like everything at Total Wine. They sell luggages.
Right? I was blown away, but I there's not a good one near me. The closest one is is West Hartford.
I actually stopped in one of the aisles because I was like, they're selling suitcase luggage. Like, this is a liquor store, and they're selling just travel on. But I respect it.
Yeah, right. I do too. It's kind of like they're just good at what they do, and what they do is basically sell everything that has anything to do with alcohol. They even have decent cigar selection. It's not great, but it's decent. Total Wine slaps. It's just the problem is it is also a chain, so you know.
You got to hit up all the, but you got to just hit up all the free sample stands.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like the last time I was in there. Dude, I bought so much. I think I spent $60 a beer.
I'm not a beer guy, but I saw they're making a best friends pack. It's like Natty Ice and Busch Light in one pack.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, honestly, it really just comes down to the fact with beer, and it's kind of this weird thing that we all kind of do with beer and beer. I don't even know. It's just an easy thing to drink, and now we'll talk about more of that later. Obviously, when we do our what to drink during the summer. Obviously, one of my favorite things, of course, obviously, is a cigar. Anybody knows me, I literally burn through about maybe 20 of these during the summer at minimum. Matt watched me smoke about 3 in a night on the vineyard once.
Oh, yeah, I think we all – no, I didn't even get through – I think I finished one. I had a fat stub one is what I was smoking. I don't know. It was a lot.
They were all Arturo Fuentes because that was the only thing our the shop sold. Yeah,
I think I had one cigar this year so far.
I think I'm just going to buy a box for the vineyard or at least a pack because you can't buy decent ones in the vineyard. You can, but they're overpriced as fuck.
Well, it's the vineyard. So you're paying tourist price even if you live there.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be terrible. Thinking $15 for a 6-pack is probably the normal.
No, honestly, it's remember the prices weren't that bad when we were out there. We were buying Michelob. That's why it was so expensive.
Why were we buying Michelob?
Because you and me were both cutting weight.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much water in a glass. It was probably like 90
It's
calorie water.
carbonated water in a glass. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's beer seltzer. That's really what it comes down to being. So I don't know. I mean,
What was Pat drinking? It was probably whatever he wanted.
Pat was. I don't even know what Pat was drinking. Honestly, it's like that whole.
I want to say he bought Yingling.
Yeah, maybe. All I know is you, me, and him filled up the entire, like shoebox or not shoebox, the entire beer box we had with just cans. It was overflowing because we would just stay
I'm-
up there every night and just drink.
We were going into senior year of college.
Yeah,
We were gonna fucking
we
pound
couldn't,
them
we
all
couldn't
back.
really hit bars because you weren't 21 yet.
I know. I had like a month and a half. I was
It was
pissed.
so funny when we got thrown out of my buddy's liquor store because he's like, guys, I cannot sell you, but say life to throw you out. I'm like, yikes. Ever since
That
then,
was bullshit.
we know to keep the youngins out.
All good.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my god! So you know what? It's so funny, right? We're like, it's the slowest time of the sports season. Obviously, I mean, we have like the home run derby on Monday, and I think we have the All-Star game Tuesday, if I'm correct, or is that next week?
Yeah, I haven't watched the All Star game since they took away the whole purpose of it, which was whichever conference won gets the home field advantage in the World
I mean, it's
Series.
still pretty fun, honestly. The All-Star game and the home run derby is fun.
Oh, home run derby! I love the home run derby. Like I watch that every year. That's my thing.
Oh yeah.
They announced everybody yet, or
I still haven't seen everybody for the home run derby. I'm really confused now.
I didn't. I remember last time we had the show, they had 7. I don't think they had the 8th.
We're also the show is out, but we're gonna do a little media blitz on it tomorrow, so all y'all know where to find it. Because we decided, Friday drop wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Also, because today at work, my morning was nuts.
Yeah, but I had
You
to.
call me a fucking asshole.
Yeah, what?
I had a customer call me a fucking asshole
Why?
because I said, "Hey man, you gotta come back in and make sure you sign your check that you left for us for everything that's buying." He goes, I know the procedure. I've been here before, fucking asshole. I'm like, bro, you lucky I'm at work right now. Like, get your bum contractor ass off my yard.
You gotta love people.
And my sales manager and my salesman and my coworker are just both sitting out inside the office chuckling. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, you get your first taste of a grumpy customer. I'm like, bro, like, don't talk to me like that. Like, don't talk to me like that. Like, come on, man.
That's when you go, oh, okay. And then when they miss a step and they say something, be like, you just told me this isn't your first time doing this. And then after you called me, this is before you called me an asshole. So I figured you were a pro.
What really kind of got me over it was the fact I realized he needs me to process his check or he can't do anything. So that's why I didn't care. Also, I knew I was.
Yeah, you are the asshole all you want, but
yeah, you can be a dickhead to me all you want. It ain't gonna matter when I'm controlling everything. So
I started my day teleworking. I had no internet. I had to go to work, and then I had to wind up going back home from work to finish teleworking. Thankfully, the internet worked by that time. So I just been driving all around from like 7 a.m. to like 3 p.m.
Yeah. I got stuck in traffic literally for probably the entire drive home. My drive home is traffic every day, which is the unfortunate part of it. So I
hit traffic every day from once I get on the highway from my job, probably till about 3 exits before.
All right, Jason, listen. As much as we want to do must watch TV and some comedy, we need like guys like you coming on for the comedy. Me and Matt are funny as shit by ourselves. We're also very mellow individuals when we're around each other. So that's the issue. That's why, like, with the corner booth, we're a little more quiet. We haven't started getting into the crazy stuff yet. We haven't done our reviews of Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange, and The Boys Season 3, which you'll have to do before McCarthy gets here because he hasn't seen any of them yet.
Oh, we can't spoil this for him.
Oh yeah. So we'll talk sports with McCarthy. We'll talk stuff. We'll talk shop. We'll talk what we like about the summer. We'll even talk work. But you know what? Let's get into our reviews. So Matt, last Thursday you missed because you saw Thor: Love and Thunder. I missed. I went on Friday with my friends after catching happy hour at my sister's bar, and we had differing opinions. We talked about it before the show. I loved it, and I'll give you a reason why I loved it. To understand this, one, Thor's my favorite superhero, so take that with about a percentage off of whatever I say. But I say it just like this: it is a Taika Waititi movie. It is going to be funny. It's going to be quirky. It's going to be a little goofy. It's going to have some badass action set pieces. It is going to be relaxed. It is not going to be crazy. But here's the best part. That was the best villain Thor has ever had. Besides his, like, I would tie Gore the God Butcher with Hela, the villain from Ragnarok, only because Gore is so creepy and intimidating, and Christian Bale played him perfectly. Like, shout out to Christian Bale, by the way, for just saying I've never been in a Marvel movie before and said fuck it and just slams it with one appearance.
Yeah.
If you know who Gore the God Butcher is, Christian Bale was on point. And the only reason he didn't look completely like the comic is because Gore the God Butcher looks strangely like a certain Harry Potter character, he who will not be named, except he has like tentacles off the back of his head. So instead of trying to confuse everybody, Waititi was like, we'll give him some crazy face tattoos and some fucked up teeth.
So are we reviewing the movie without trying to spoil it for the audience, or are we
Let's try
just
not to spoil it completely. Like,
Ah,
their use of Guns N' Roses was amazing. I loved it.
yeah.
It was perfect. I love how a certain former character's kid changed his name to Axel for Axl Rose. That made me very happy.
Oh yeah, and he's like, it's Astrid. He's like, no, it's Axel. He's like, Astrid, Axel. He's like, no, he's like, they're like, fucking call him Astrid, Axel. I like the movie. I didn't dislike the movie. I agree with all the points that you put out there about it. I don't know. I think I was pissed off because the whole movie, like, nobody takes him seriously. Like, you know, the gods, Zeus, like, nobody takes the guy seriously.
Well, I think it was also a metaphor for how, like, the gods aren't really gods. They're just super beings that people look at as gods instead of aliens. Because think about it, the Nordic gods, they were the first to make contact with the humans. They were considered gods, but they were just aliens.
Yeah.
Zeus, probably the same thing in ancient Greece. And here's the thing about Zeus. I love how they made fun of how Zeus was this douchebag in Greek mythology.
Oh yeah,
And Russell Crowe plays it to perfection.
It was great. This little fat tub of lard. I was like, oh, okay, this is Zeus.
I loved how they had gods from Mesoamerica, Korg's god. They had the Black Panther god. They had and it was so cool to see all these different, and the way everything is explained. And you know what, honestly, the intro scene, wow, it's just a cold open with Gore and his daughter and everything, and then, you know, he stumbles upon these cocky gods and everything. It was really cool. Because, you know, I wish they had a little longer, but I feel like the studio wanted it to be a shorter Thor movie because, you know, Love and Thunder was 2.25 hours. And, you know, Infinity War and Endgame were both like 3 and a clip each. And, you know, it's at the same time, it's like, I understand that, but if they did an extended cut, I think this movie would be a 10 out of 10. I think Waititi had a masterpiece, but he had to chop it out, and it looked kind of But I did love the new improved Jane Foster. I liked how her character definitely had changed. She was a lot less annoying than she was in the first two movies. And I liked how Thor was the perfect balance of Thor from the first two movies and Thor from Ragnarok. And he was not Fat Thor, which made me happy.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I was not trying to see that.
I don't get offended by much at all, and Fat Thor made me upset.
I liked Fat Thor for like a little bit. I thought it was funny, and then they started fighting. He was still fat, and this and I'm like, nah. All right, the next movie, he's got to drop all that weight. I don't know, not to give it the whole the ending anything away, but it's just we've talked about it. There was a certain part of the ending that just drove me insane because I'm like, all right,
was it with a certain character's death?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the problem with that. Is with her death, unfortunately, you saw it coming, and you know from the background Waititi's hands were tied because of her relationship with Marvel.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
the problem. The thing is, you weren't going to replace her. She had a great last run, and I love how everyone's mad because, like, oh, we don't get a Lady Thor. It's like Hemsworth signed on for like 4 more movies to play Thor minimum. He said he'll play. He'll stop playing it when he stops wanting to play it, and he goes, I don't see that happening for a long time. And I'm like, 1, I could see my favorite superhero go for keep going, and 2, it's just, it's going to be fun. And they have to keep at least one OG Avenger around. They couldn't replace them all.
Well, why are you gonna even? I mean, why would if I'm him? Why would I stop? I'm probably getting like millions.
And also, here's the thing: he's one of those guys. He's not afraid of being character acted. Hemsworth does good movies outside of playing Thor. That's why I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
I loved him in Rush, that the F1 movie. I loved him in Extraction, and they're doing a sequel of it. His new sci-fi thriller, but except for the only flop he's been in a while was the Men in Black movie. So to me, I don't know. It's kind of like with me, I don't hate it. Everyone's like hating on the movie, but I'm like, guys, like, let's be honest here. This could have been a lot worse.
I mean, if you follow Morbius up like that, then it's going to be an amazing movie. But
Morbius a Marvel movie, so that should answer your question.
I haven't even seen Morbius. I've just heard terrible things from everybody I know that's seen it. I don't know. I will say though, every Thor movie that comes out, I do like the Rock guy more and more every time. That little Rock character, Rocky, whatever. Yeah, that guy. I like him.
Wow, I just burned a hole in my shorts.
Hey, if you're not fucking burning a hole in your shorts, are you even trying?
Dude, like, I love these shorts. This sucks, but it's like I feel something hot. I'm like, what is burning? I'm like, oh my god!
One thing I will say I liked a lot about the movie, something small, is that they kept it.
Come join us.
Who was that? They kept it short and sweet and to the point with the whole Guardians of the Galaxy like crossover with that movie, because I liked how it's Thor's movie, so they were like, all right, well, we're gonna feature you in the movie because Thor goes off with you, but we're gonna give you like 20 minutes and then you're done. So I liked how they had a nice little mix of like, all right, him with Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he's like, bye, my movie.
Well, apparently he'll be in Volume 3 a lot, which is cool. Like, he'll be like the side character. Every Guardians of the Galaxy, they get a side character that helps in the entire movie.
Yeah.
This one will be like 2 was Yondu. 1, it was
I'm still not over Yondu.
I know that shit hurt. But it was 1, it was Yondu, and 2, it was God, I can't think of the guy's name right now. Well, they added Kraglin at the end of it. Shit.
Well, they had the freaking weird tentacle girl, and
but she was always part of it. The fact that she was in the original, they wanted to add her later.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It's like, so I guess he's going to be kind of like that, where he's going to leave at the end of the movie, but he's going to leave because he's going to go back to Earth and actually be, with his family member that lives on Earth. I don't want to spoil anything else, but in total, I give it an 8.5. It is not as good as Ragnarok. Ragnarok was like, in my opinion, the second best Marvel movie of all time.
Yeah, Ragnarok was a great movie. I will admit that. I gave this one like a 7.5.
Which is still, honestly, people got to realize that's a great score. Like,
yeah, it's not. I'm not trying to tell everybody like, "Hey, this movie sucked. Don't see it." It was definitely a good movie. I think it just wasn't what I thought it was going to wind up being, but I still give it at least like a B. I definitely recommend it. I'm kind of hoping that. I was kind of hoping this was. I forgot the movie came out so recent. I was hoping that this was like a month later, so we can actually spoil everything.
Yeah, right.
I'm like trying very hard to hold back.
Well, now we can spoil the hell out of this next movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Okay,
such a good movie.
I was blown away. I was expecting terrible shit because I heard it was okay, and I'm like, this was great.
Yeah, I don't know who thought it was okay. That was an amazing movie.
Murder spree.
Dude, that was a fucking cliffhanger when they went to like the Black Widow and she just was turned into this fucking witch. I was like, holy shit. I was like, when did this thing happen?
I know, right?
But that was a great movie. From the beginning to the end, when you pretty much saw what was going to happen at the end, right in the beginning. And obviously we're all mindfucked, like what the fuck's going on? All this woman's traveling the multiverse. I thought they did an amazing job mixing the horror with the Marvel. It wasn't like it was a Conjuring type scary movie, but overall it just worked. It was great. Fucking Doctor Strange coming back from the dead to fight the witch with the girl. That's a Marvel movie I could watch again. I gave that one.
Crazy.
I gave that one a nice 9.
At the end, with Wanda kind of realizing, okay, maybe I really fucked up here. Like that was kind of a nice turn because, like with Wanda, you have to be careful with a character like that because people actually do like her as a character.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you feel for her. She lost her the love of her life. She lost her kids and everything like that. She's got a whole universe.
A villain. It's like this really like fucked up scenario, and that's why it's like, okay, I get what you're doing, and I'm not as mad about it as I was before. So, like for me, I look at the whole spectrum of the movie, right? And my biggest thing about it is that it played perfectly between horror, action, comedy, all of it together. And honestly, I was sitting there with my uncle, we're drinking beers, we're having a good time, and I'm sitting down there in New Jersey, and I'm loving it. And joining us now, our good friend of the show, host of the Let's Talk Woo Hockey podcast, our friend Beth. What's up, Beth?
Hello.
She's already got the drink in the
30
hand.
people of my family. I mean,
nice.
I'm with 30 members of my family, so.
Oh yeah, this was a quick stop in and say hello kind of thing.
Of course, because you're my bestie. So.
Oh, thank you, bestie.
You sipping on some nice wine?
Got to come say hello. I am, and I'm in Michigan where certain things are illegal, so I just stopped there as well.
Very nice. Very nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is certain things not legal down in Florida?
No, they're not, which is so weird for Florida because Florida seems like a state that would allow it.
When in Rome.
Florida doesn't seem like they really care, so I figured they would just be like, all right, fine, that's another thing we just do.
It's the one.
They're legal medically.
Well, yes. Okay. Well, I think a lot of things are legal medically in Florida, like bath salts, alligators, everything else.
Yeah. Eating off people's faces.
Yeah, right.
But I had to rival your background today.
Nice. Well, I mean, listen, like now I'm gonna do this for the entire summer unless it's raining. Even if it's raining, Matt, I'll just go sit on my front porch because it's covered.
Yeah, I have a little umbrella on my deck that I can hide under.
Very nice. So Beth, have you seen Doctor Strange yet?
I did.
What did you think about it? I gave it an 8.3.
I mean, I watched it. I watched it on the plane because I was told it would be 2 hours of my life I would never get back. And that was a correct analysis.
Wow.
I was not a fan.
Wow. So you don't agree with my 9.8 rating of it?
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. I think it was good, but it wasn't that good.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I'll give it like a 7.2.
Doctor Strange not getting the love right now.
Well, here's the problem with Doctor. It's a good movie, but Doctor Strange is a B-list character.
I like Doctor Strange. The problem is, I like Doctor Strange. His origin story was a necessary movie. I did not like this movie that much.
Explain your work.
Explain my words.
Yeah, explain your work.
I just see that's hard when I'm half a bottle of wine in after having beers and sangria earlier in the day.
After working all day, I'm already halfway there.
But I just it didn't captivate me, I guess is the best way. I could explain it. It didn't. I literally watched the first 90 minutes and then my plane landed and I wasn't like, oh no, I have to pause this movie. I was like, okay, goodbye iPad. Like, I'll see you when I see you.
I will admit this, Beth. I don't know if you finished it, but the last hour and the last 40, I liked the end of the movie. The ending of the movie was great. I loved just Wanda massacring the Illuminati. It was hysterical.
Oh yeah.
Black Bolt can stop you just by whispering, but with what mouth? Mouth gone. Black Bolt's brain implodes.
I was talking with one of my friends. I was like, great, the Illuminati's canon now. The Illuminati really exists now. Awesome.
I mean, they're going to deal with it in real life. They're the one fucking up everything in America.
I don't know. I was bamboozled when I was Smeckledorf when Doctor Strange came alive, just right from the dead. Just pulled his little body up and just started fucking attacking people.
Oh, the zombie Doctor Strange?
Yeah, Zombie Strange.
The only person I couldn't stand in that movie, I hated Monica Rambeau's mom as Captain Marvel. she annoyed me.
Yeah.
She was so fucking cocky. And like, I don't like Brie Larson as a person, but her character, she plays the perfect Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's arrogant as hell. But this girl just came up like, yeah, I hate you.
When Sir Patrick Stewart hit my screen, I was a happy human.
Mm-hmm.
I love that man.
Also, John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic was awesome too, even though he only had like 7 minutes.
I know.
Yes, it was. Like
it makes me so happy
two highlights. Like John Krasinski, Patrick Stewart. Like I was invested at that point.
I cannot wait for the Fantastic Four. It makes me so happy that it's coming out in 2 years.
Yeah,
because I love the first movie.
I hate that we have to wait 2 years. Let's be honest.
With Jessica Alba and Chris Evans, that one was great. The problem was it was just a bad movie. I just loved it. That was my introduction to superhero movies. Was that and X-Men. So to me, the fact that those are coming back now is amazing.
Also, Chris Evans couldn't be Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange because he died as Captain America as a very old man.
Well, apparently now, like they're talking about the Secret Invasion possibly being a movie coming up in a year, and Downey would come back. Evans probably won't because Evans apparently doesn't like to be typecast. He's a great actor. Outside of it, he was amazing in Knives Out, but the way he kind of just was like, yeah, no, I'm done with Marvel. And we're like, okay, we like Downey better and Hemsworth better. You suck. You kind of feel like a slap to Marvel fans. Like, dude, like this made your career and you're going to
we're having some Wi-Fi signal issues. I apologize.
You're good. You're good. If we're going to wrap up Doctor Strange, my biggest thing was like, it was good for a Doctor Strange movie. It was a good tier 2 Marvel movie. It's never going to be a tier 1 movie. Like Thor Love and Thunder, tier 1 movie. Spider-Man Far From Home, tier 1 movie. This was a good tier 2 movie. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with tier 2 Marvel.
This is one of those movies I probably would have been more impressed with this movie if it was like a straight to Disney Plus kind of situation. Because then you know what to expect.
Very true. Beth, have you seen season 3 of The Boys yet or no?
I have not.
Oh.
Okay, we'll wait until between your departure and McCarthy's arrival to do that. We're gonna talk summer stuff now before you have to go back to your family. Beth, we gotta ask, what is your favorite summer drink? Like it could be alcoholic, non-alcoholic. What is your go-to? You needed to have it summer drink. I just cracked mine actually.
Sangria.
Sangria, okay.
Hands down. Sangria, because not only do you get delicious alcoholic beverages, you also get drunk fruit.
Yes.
So, I mean, you can't go wrong. I had a blueberry peach sangria at lunch today, and it was fantastic.
I'm not a wine person at all, but I can appreciate sangria. That is some good stuff.
Yeah. It was like I ordered it. I was skeptical. Like I like blueberries, I like peach, but as a sangria, situation, I was a little nervous. And then I took one sip and was like, oh, pardon me. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Sangria. I'm so sorry.
I'll give you one of my honorable mentions right now. Actually, I'll give you my go winner. I'll give my 2 honorable mentions later. My go-to is a salt lime lager. Either Buena Vesa by Stone Brewing or Tan Limes by Cape May. Salt lime lagers are amazing. You get the crispness and the lightness of a good, clean, light lager, but you get a little salt lime mixture, like you're almost hitting a margarita, but you're not. It's perfect. I buy them by the case. They're also so low in calories.
Yeah.
That it's a perfect beer for cutting weight for the summer. It's also my favorite beach and watching baseball beer. So me and my uncle, while we were watching my baseball phenom cousin play baseball on Saturday, I was drinking one of these in the outfield grass on the other side of the fence at a Little League game. I feel like a real dad there. Also, while packing a hammer of a lipper of Canada Dips. I think I had 3 pouches in my mouth at one point.
I had a really good watermelon sour today.
Ooh. Watermelon sour slap. It's one of
local brew watermelon sour. It was nice. It was actually delicious. It wasn't too bitter.
Sours, if you can hit the right mixture between sour, sweet, and a little bit of bitterness, it's perfect. You gotta have a little beer taste in there too. You cannot abandon the beer taste.
If I gotta pick summer drinks wise to exempt margaritas because I drink those year round, If I'm going to a restaurant, I'm going to order something. I'm looking for a nice, refreshing mojito.
Okay. I'm not because I can't drink rum, but I respect it.
Okay.
Especially when places offer flavored mojitos, like passion fruit mojito, things like that. Like that is a summer refreshing, nice minty crisp drink.
So at Pat's wedding, is that what me and B are running you the entire time, Mr. Ordained Minister?
No, you're running me margaritas.
Okay.
That doesn't change.
By the way, I'm Ubering because it's in my town. Like literally, Pat's wedding is literally 20 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
If we walk. So I'm literally going to just Uber there and then Uber back because I know I'm going to get absolutely clocked.
Oh, yeah. I think we're looking at possible hotel somewhere nearby.
I'll give you guys hotel ideas. Listen, if you guys want to link up and we'll carpool over, we can do that too. It's up to y'all.
Yeah. If I'm going to the store or something, I'm trying to buy something pre-made, nice, refreshing, spiked lemonade.
Jared, how do you feel being on a show with? How do you feel being on a show with 2 ordained ministers?
Well, the thing is, I've even thought about being it because, like the great Pat McAfee, I love love. So listen, I still have a dream of being like Joey Tribbiani, showing up in a war uniform, freaking wedding ceremony. I told Matt he has to do that, but I did not serve, so I will not do that, obviously. But honestly, like, or people who get ordained minister are the best. Yeah. Matt will probably do my wedding, honestly. If some girls are dumb enough to marry my ass, like Matt will probably do my wedding as well. I will pay him margaritas.
I can even go and get the little collar if you want me to make it look official.
Let's be honest. With my wedding, it might be in Vegas. So let's be honest, Matt. You might be wearing an open collared shirt.
That is true. I'll probably be wearing an Elvis wig.
Damn straight. Yeah, I did not see that movie, and I have no plan on it.
Would he be wearing a shirt in Vegas though? Like,
probably just a blazer.
Chippendales, Beth. We're gonna be wearing shirts.
That or just a blazer.
Is that required?
I mean,
yeah.
Matt's in pretty good shape. He can get away with just wearing a blazer, but I feel like a shirt is kind of required. Half of my family actually is pretty religious, so.
So you want a traditional scripted wedding, or you want to go off the grid?
Dude, let's just be honest. I'm just hoping some girl's dumb enough to say yes.
You gotta just go to a bar, just get smacked, and go up to every girl, be like, "You taken? Well, you want to marry me?" Not right now.
Yeah, we tried that at Southern. It didn't work for me. Okay, you saw the kind of girls I went home with.
You got to no, you just gotta go up there and be, listen, we have to do it right now. We can do like one of those 90-day fiance things where you have 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Matt, let's be honest. Before I pay for a wedding or anything like that, I still have my truck I have to pay for, and I still have to get out of my house.
Yeah, I got about a year after my wedding next year until I have left of my car. It's not bad.
Yeah.
2 more years left.
Oh, yeah. I got you. And you know what the thing is? Like, it's like, look at Pat. Pat's been stressing about this wedding since last November we were at his apartment.
Yeah, I wonder.
Hey, listen, if there's anything that man could do, it's save money. But all right, so Beth,
I'm getting dirty looks through the door. So I'm gonna have to
listen, Beth. We appreciate you stopping by for a little bit. We love having you on. Hopefully, you get to catch a little more of our show when McCarthy gets on, because we're gonna just McCarthy, when he comes on, always brings a lot of comedy for the chaplain that he is.
Yeah.
But Beth, thanks for stopping by. Love you, bestie. We'll talk to you later. All right.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Peace. That is our girl Beth at Woo Hockey. Let's talk Woo Hockey official.
We forgot to ask her what she thinks about Patrick Kane. How did I remember that? 3 seconds after.
Beth, if you're still in the comments, please let us know what you're talking about, Patrick Kane leaving your beloved Blackhawks.
I can't believe we forgot that until
Let's talk season 3 of The Boys.
Oh, my gosh. Butcher.
That's a big Marcus
Butcher.
going in the background right now. You can hear the grill.
Butcher. You know, I kind of give it to the guy, because as much of a dick he is really trying to sacrifice himself for Huey.
Can we talk about how Carl Urban literally is like one of the best actors I've ever seen? I've watched this dude play a gruff Viking like Rohirrim. I've watched him play Dredd. I've watched him play Scourge, a comedic meme of a meathead, and then I watch him play Billy Butcher and murder the part.
Dude, nobody could have done. I know there's only one Butcher, but the way that the part is played, only he could do that.
So it's very rare that a show outdoes the comic. From all the people I know who read The Boys, they're like, dude, don't even bother. The show is so much better. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. Carl Urban and Jack Quaid, Aaron Moriarty, these guys smash their roles.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to talk about season 3 is like, can we talk about the roller coaster ride that Huey goes on?
Oh man!
Listen, can we talk about Ride or Dies? Because Starlight is the biggest ride or die I've ever seen. Huey acts like a straight up nutsack half the season, and she still is with his ass.
Dude, he lies. He does whatever he wants. He sweet talks her, does whatever he wants, even if she threatens everything towards him, and she still stays with him. Mm-hmm. That is a ride or die day one. Don't get rid of her person.
But you also got to see, like with Huey, you got to get his personality. The dude is weak his entire life, gets a shot at powers, and utilizes them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so funny. The cliffhanger where season 2 ended with the senator who could blow people's heads up. I wanted to see how that worked, and now that Huey worked like alongside her, I love how at the beginning of the season we see Huey witness it, and it's like, okay, we're in for a fun time. But it's so funny, right? So I was talking to my uncle when I was down visiting. Shout out to my Uncle Glenn and my cousin Ryder. They always watch the show most of the time. They watch the PG parts, I guess. PG is 12, so at this point he can get into basically any movie he wants. Also, shout out to my cousin Ryder's team. By the way, he's a 12U USA baseball kid on their team.
My God.
Yeah, the kid's nasty. Here's the thing, though. You know the players closest to him is my cousin. Power hitting leadoff guy who plays center field. I watched my cousin almost throw a kid out at first base from left center field. Yo, my cousin's got a goddamn hose. It was a rocket. I'm looking at my uncle like he just threw that. And like even the parents of the kid who we almost threw out at first were like, yeah, I have a feeling my cousin's going to be playing minor league baseball. Like this kid's a freak.
He's going to be like a drafted at 18 kind of thing.
Yeah, either that or he's gonna play college basketball. Because he's disgusting. The kid's got a nasty crossover. And he's got ridiculous range with his jump shot.
Maybe he'll go to Arizona.
He's just a great athlete. Like, listen, if he played for my Snakes, I'd be the happiest kid alive because I get to watch my cousin play ball for my team. But my cousin's a freak athlete. So I have my one cousin on my other side. She's a freak defenseman. She's very good at lacrosse, and I thought she was the best athlete I've ever seen. No offense to her, but yo, my cousin Ryder, shout out to my kid cousin. He's a freak athlete, and it's scary. Like he starts training camp for football. He's a wide receiver in a corner. He's already 5'2" at 12 years old, 5'3", and he runs like a gazelle. Dude, he stole third base or second base with the worst lead I ever seen because their lefty pitcher kept throwing over, and this kid refused to stop. The second this kid wound up and started leaning towards the plate, he's off like a gazelle. 4 strides, he's at second base. I'm looking at my uncle. I'm like, you're not gonna have to pay for college. I hope you realize. He goes, I know. Unless he gets hurt, I'm not paying for college.
What's his favorite sport?
He loves basketball, but baseball, I think, he hates it at the beginning of the season, but by like travel, he loves it. Mm-hmm. He loves all the sports, and it really makes me happy. He's like really I love going and watch him play. I watched him play basketball. He's disgusting. Watch him play baseball. He's a freak on the baseball field. Football, it's his newest sport. I watched him smoke a kid on a post route, and one of those like they throw 4 passes a game, the ball went through his arms. And he had an 80-yard touchdown ahead of him, and I could tell it pissed him off. He's hyper competitive, which makes me. I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of faith in this kid. I'm really proud of him, honestly, because it's just he kicks ass. And shout out to his dad, who's like a second father to me. Like he knows how to just teach the kid how to keep playing and work hard. He's still a snotty little 12-year-old, so like half the time I wanted to give the kid a wedgie for some of the stuff he'd say to me. But it's like at the same time, it's like I love the kid to death. But back to the boys, right? Speaking of like snotty little brats, like with Huey, it was so funny because you empathized with him because it was like, okay, this dude was weak and he's got the superpowered girlfriend. The pickle jar scene, the first 2 episodes, was the biggest indicator to me. It's like, this dude needs it. And when they go and found Soldier Boy, who talk about Soldier Boy being like the best character the boys have ever introduced?
Yeah, and he fucking kills his whole team. Is like freaking.
Well, also like the whole thing with the team with him, like just like selling him out. Yeah, he's a human piece of shit. It was literally like it was like if Captain America was a human piece of garbage, and it was so perfectly done. Jensen Ackles is an amazing actor. We just established that right away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I was blown away. I think season 3 of The Boys. I thought nothing could beat season 2. Season 3 beats season 2.
Oh yeah, and unfortunately, we're gonna see the death of Butcher eventually because he's dying.
Yeah, he's dying and he knows it. And here's the thing is, but listen, a suicide bomber Butcher is going to be electric.
I mean, he survived that explosion in season 2. I'm wondering how he's gonna. What else is he gonna survive? Unless he's on the V when it happens.
Feel like Butcher. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know the comics, so I might be completely off base here. Butcher might be a soup. He just might be hiding it.
Well, then why would he be taking Temp V?
He may have some like residual. I'm not sure because nobody survives a blast like that and looks unscathed. Like that's like a little.
That is true, and that was a close-up explosion too.
Maybe the Temp V is just giving him more powers, like he's got dormant ones, and it's just basically emphasizing it. But I don't know.
That is.
I loved it. I thought it was amazing, and I cannot wait for season 2. It makes me. Season 4. It looks awesome.
I mean, that is a fair point, though, if you think about it, because when he took the V, he had not only superhuman strength, but he had the laser vision, and I'm pretty sure
he basically Homelander's powers.
Yeah, and then if you look at Huey, all he could do is teleport,
and he had healing.
Oh yeah, can't believe he loses. Oh, you know what would have been great? He should have just had a race with fucking A-Train. Just say may the best man win. All he has to do is just teleport to the other part.
Also, quick update. We're gonna switch over to sports in a little bit. We're waiting for McCarthy, but announcement: the University of Miami is getting another home stadium. They'll be out of Hard Rock. The Ruiz family, who's like one of the biggest families in Miami, I guess, has put forward plans to buy out a giant area of Miami right off of the Palomino Expressway with the entire Miami complex, right off campus. So Miami's going to get basically an OB back with Cristobal being the head coach, The Rock and A-Rod being big time investors. Like, I love this. Being a Canes fan, it's like everyone's talking about the college football realignment. It's like, okay, fine, have your stupid conferences. You still got to play us in January, man. And the thing is, we have Miami's already gotten 2 5-stars in next year's class, and I'm ecstatic. I can't wait.
So they're playing in the Miami Stadium until theirs is built.
Hard Rock, by the way, I'm trying because I have a bunch of PTO I got to use. Depending on how my money savings going, I may go to a game in South Florida in December, like because I have so much PTO I got to burn. I'm going to use one day pre-Halloween party, or I might just off that Saturday in. I'm taking a Monday off after I go to Eagles Packers, and then I have 6 days. I'm debating. I'll go to the bowl game, but I want to go see a game at the U. Like, I cannot wait because my PTO expires December 31st. So I got.
Oh, you got to go to a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I haven't been on a vacation in like 3 years. I need to go. I don't even have a PTO yet. I'm accruing until I'm off my 6-month probation in October.
You have 6 months?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have 3.
Nope, I'm on a 6-month probationary. I'm accruing it all, but I only get a day a month. So I'll have 6 days by October, and then by the end of next year, I'll have like 18 in total. It's insane.
That's awesome. I have 7 until my 2-year anniversary, which is July 5th of 2024. I mean, I hope. I mean, listen, if at this rate, hopefully, I'm a little higher up than a sales executive, but it's gonna be fun. Shots at Grays Bridge, by the way, they're awesome people. They've taken me in, and I do love my job. Yeah. So let's wrap up Grays Bridge. Grays Bridge. Let's wrap up Boys season 3 quick.
Where did they come with the name Mother's Milk? I missed that whole part.
I don't know. Well, his name's MM, which his name is his real name I can't remember. It's something Marcus or Marshall or something like that, or Marvin. That's what it is.
Marvin, yeah.
Marvin, but it's like I don't know where the nickname came because they call him it once the entire show. It's season 1.
Yeah, now it's just MM. I'm like, Mother's Milk. I was like, is this really this guy's name? Can we talk about how much we all probably want that stepdad to die?
Oh yeah, he's the worst.
I'm kind of what I'm hoping is that he fucking is sucking Homelander off. He loves him so much. I'm hoping
he's
that
the worst. And you know what the worst? Like, was there a better scene when MM just knocked him out? Like, gave him good old Tyson clock. Like, I was like,
I'm kind of predicting. My prediction is he's gonna try and like help out Homelander and tell him about MM because he knows how much like he hates Homelander and he's probably trying to be dad. So I'm thinking he's gonna try and lead Homelander to MM, and then Homelander's gonna be like, "All right, thanks, bro," and he's gonna just kill him, like kill the stepdad.
The one thing I really hate is like that, like so. Getting a free sample of chicken right now. This is great. Thanks, Bob. Oh my god, it's great. My pops catch up to me, man, because usually I'm the king of grilled chicken. My dad actually had a really good one today. One of the craziest things about the whole episode and the season and everything else was that basically when I look at Homelander and you thought like everything surprised me. I was so impressed with how they kept me intrigued the entire time. Like with we thought when they were exposed Homelander and then they roll on Giancarlo Esposito's character instead. I'm like, okay. And then they go off and they just, Homelander has all this power. And by the way, was there, I felt bad for about 30 seconds. I realized Ashley, when she had to take off her wig, that was literally like, I felt bad for about 30 seconds. I realized I'm like, oh my God, I hate this woman. Why the hell do I feel bad?
Or the fact that they had the whole season they had a Nazi on as one of the superheroes and nobody knew until the end. We're like, what the fuck? And this lady was like, no, this is the same person from 50 years ago.
It's so funny, right? So there's a conspiracy theory that they used the DNA from Stormfront. They used the DNA from Stormfront, and then they used the DNA from Soldier Boy to create Homelander, and that makes season 2 even more disturbing.
Ooh.
I mean, listen, like I don't know about y'all, but like I saw that rumor, and the only thing I thought of was this.
Well, you think about it because Soldier Boy always has very good things to say about Stormfront.
Oh yeah,
like, very good things. I'm like, that'd be fucking weird if that was his mom.
Yeah, right. It was. That's all I think of when I think of that song.
I hope that's the music.
When I heard that theory, I'm like, yo, this would be the total.
If that turns out to be true, I hope that's in the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? So I personally feel that I don't know how many seasons they're gonna do. I feel like it's gonna get down to where every single freaking person in the 7, they're all gonna just be dead, and it's just gonna be Homelander and Soldier Boy. And I don't know if they're gonna kill each other.
I don't think they're gonna kill. Oh well, Starlight's not part of the 7 anymore. But like, I think like she's too big of a main character to die.
How did Maeve not die?
Because she's basically supposed to be Wonder Woman. So she's just as bulletproof as Homelander is. But she can't fly. Also, after this, I'm going to review a beer, actually. Because this is worth reviewing. But, yeah, no. Like, honestly, like, I was very impressed. By the way, I'm watching an amazing show right now. You want a recommendation? It's Chris Pratt's show. The Terminalist. It's Jack Ryan with I'd say a little bit of Zero Dark 30 Act of Valor because it's Navy SEALs, and it is intense. Taylor Kissich and Chris Pratt are amazing in it. I love it. I'm 3 episodes in. One of my buddies, he already finished it because he loves all these kind of shows. He goes, Jared, it is one of the best shows I've ever seen. And I'm honestly a big fan too. I love it. I'm probably going to watch episodes 3 and 4 tonight before I crash, but I love it. It was awesome.
I just finished Stranger Things, and I got to wait 2 years for the next one.
I'm not a Stranger Things person. I did love the guitar solo with Master of Puppets. That was lit as hell. Somebody who grew up loving Metallica, it made me so happy. That was awesome.
Oh, I think the next thing on my list to watch is this new thing on Netflix called The Girl in the Picture, and it's supposed to be some creepy documentary thing on Netflix.
You gotta go watch on Amazon Prime. You gotta watch Terminalist. I'm telling you, that's what you should watch next. All the episodes are available, so you can binge it. It is all amazing.
You want a recommendation for a couple of like terrible movies that if you're the right type of lit, it's hilarious?
Well, I watched Epic Movie for the first time since I was like 13. Ranked. I was so screwed up on booze. I was messed up. It is hysterical. Also, The Ringer, Johnny Knoxville. Could not be made today, but me and one of my friends, me and her grew up in the same type of household where it was like this girl. It's very. I've noticed. It's very rare you end up being best friends with somebody who's like an older version of your sister. That is who my friend Alex is. And so me and her grew up in the same type of household. And so we all watched the same type of movies. So we had to show all of our friends who were living sheltered lives, hey, you have to watch The Ringer. Because I quoted it in the middle of we were all hanging out at my boy's house. And she goes, we have to watch The Ringer. I'm like, yes. And so me and her, the entire movie, are just quoting lines from it. And everyone's so confused. Like, how are you heathens watching this? We're like, we grew up with this, man. Like, this is what it is. So, yeah, no, I love The Ringer. It was so much fun.
When I'm talking bad movie, I'm talking like low budget kind of bad movie.
Oh, that Indian new movie, Triple R or whatever it's called.
I haven't seen that one. I'm talking Velocipaster.
It's got crazy action, but it's like such typical Bollywood action where like a guy catches a musket midair and shoots something. There's a dance number in the middle of it.
Oh, you got to look at Velocipaster and Lamageddon.
You see, I don't watch bad movies.
Oh man!
Because if I think the movie's bad, I'll stop watching. Because to me, it's like I look at my life. And this is gonna sound so cocky, but it's so true. If I can find something else to occupy my time, and it's something I've realized now that I basically only get 6.5 hours of the day most days to myself. So one, of course, an hour and a half that's working out, showering, eating, for another hour and a half there. So basically, I get about 5 hours to myself, or 4. I'd rather watching a great series, or great show, or great movie, or playing Xbox, hanging with my friends, whatever. So it's like I really stopped. It's like everyone's like, oh, well, let's watch Sharknado. I'm like, I watched it once. I'm like, yeah, it's corny. I never got into the whole corny movie thing. I don't know why. I just like.
It was just one of those things where it's like 9 o'clock at night. You're just feeling it because you're doing your little activities. And it just pops up and you just can't stop watching because you're laughing so hard at how bad. Like, just like an example, not going to give anything away, in Velocipaster. In the beginning,
about 5 minutes of it, it's hysterical.
Did you the beginning where the parents die from the car bomb, but they don't show it because there's no budget for it, so they just show a blank screen that says "Cue car bomb explosion," and then it's just nothing there.
I watched the fight scene with the guy wearing the dinosaur costume. That was hysterical.
Dude, they literally got it from Party City.
It looked, what's so more realistic almost was I was on TikTok the other day. A guy at a military base somewhere overseas was firing rounds down range in a T-Rex costume on base. And it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Like, our nation's finest right there. That man, I wanted to buy him a beer. I don't know. Like, listen, I totally get people who want to watch crap movies when they're like lit. I just watch comedies when I'm late because it makes it even funnier.
Oh yeah, see, I'm always good for like Bad Grandpa. Always gets me
Oh my god, yes.
when he fucking shits in the diner.
I watched Jackass Forever finally. I was crying. I'm like,
Oh, I want to watch it so
the
bad.
scene with the cactus slide, and oh my god, I could not believe it. The bees on Johnny Knoxville's Steve-O's dick were I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. I could not believe I'm not a big Jackass guy, but I had to watch it. See, I have guilty pleasures when I'm drunk, like certain shows or movies I want to watch. Like Letterkenny while I'm trash is hysterical. New Girl is funny as hell when you're drunk because Schmidt is just an amazing character. Also, I'm a hybrid of Nick Miller is part of my personality. But yeah, no, I'll watch TV a lot when I'm cracked because if I watch a movie, unless something's going to keep me intrigued, I'll fall asleep if I'm drunk. That's the problem. I'm so much like my father. I will pass out. You watched? Was it you or was it Kevin? One of y'all watched my dad pass out with a cigar in his hand.
That might have been Kevin.
Mm-hmm. I had that team. If I've seen a movie already or it's not interesting to me, I will pass out. And that is not the movie's fault. It is the fact that I can fall asleep on a comfortable couch regardless of what is on TV. So I will watch episodes because if I fall asleep during an episode, okay, I revert back to the next morning.
Dude, sometimes comedy specials are the way to go. Like I didn't see it yet, but Bill Burr has a new one out. Bill Burr's hilarious.
I love Bill Burr. That man is an American hero.
Do you see? Have you seen his Netflix show? F is for Family.
I got about halfway through. I'm like 3 seasons in. I like it, but like the problem is, it's like to me, it's like it's funny, but I gotta be in the mood for it. And the problem is like I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. It's an okay show. It's not my biggest interest.
Yeah, I agree. I like it, but like I have to be in the mood for it, or like I'll watch an episode or two and I'm like, oh, this is kind of stupid. But then like the third episode it winds up being funny, so then I'm like drawn for another like 2, and then they're just disappointing.
Or it could be like Parks and Rec, where I hated the first, or The Office, where I hated the first season of both of them. But then season 2 of The Office and Parks and Rec were both electric, so I was like, I could not turn away.
See, I am not a Parks and Rec person. I don't know. I know they're the same thing as The Office. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it that much. But like I can watch The Office every day of my life.
Parks and Rec is my second favorite show of all time.
Is that behind The Office?
No, it's behind Entourage.
See, I gotta have The Office in my top 5. I had to name some.
Office isn't even my top 10. I love The Office, but I've seen it enough. Also, the older I get, the more I realize Jim and Pam Beasley's a piece of shit. So is Michael Scott.
You're all pieces of shit.
No, actually, like Dwight's an amazing. Dwight. I feel bad for half of this series. I love Stanley. Stanley's the shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Stanley's an underrated character.
Ryan is that guy I want to knock the fuck out in college.
Ryan, I want to know what happened because he went from being like a pretty normal guy to like just being like who he turned out to be, and I just want to know where the turn off in his head went.
Dating Kelly.
Well, I was gonna say that my next thing was I think Kelly could be the one character I could just axe, and I would keep Toby over Kelly. I can't do it. The Toby Michael relationship was hysterical. I loved Will Ferrell's character for the 2 episodes he was in because it was the perfect cameo. Because I know him and Steve Carell are really good friends, so it was a perfect send off for Michael Scott. This one's for the troops. Duncan gets his head. I love when Jim couldn't get on the same like level as when Idris Elba's character was in it for that little bit. Like he just couldn't get liked by him, so he made up that he was a soccer character and just fucking beamed Phyllis in the face.
I love it. Yeah, no, the Office is a good time. All right, so we're gonna get started on talking. So we actually had some good sports stuff. So let's talk a little baseball. Honestly.
Oh, yes. Oh, a lot of lemon.
Yeah, right. I'm still smelling the same. This is a good burn. It's just the problem is I got to relight it because I did not have a chance to aerate it before I came out here, and I'm really disappointed I didn't. But all right, the MLB All-Star break is in. I think it's Tuesday the 17th. So basically, yeah, it's Tuesday. The All-Star break. The home run derby is Monday. Hopefully, I'm going to keep petitioning for Christian Walker to be in the home run derby. I think this man will be nothing but entertaining.
They got to announce it soon.
They have to. I think they have to announce it by tomorrow. I think Christian Walker will be amazing. He's 5th in the league in home runs. He has a monster swing. Like, he's one of those guys that could be like Josh Hamilton, where just everything he hits is a bomb. And I don't know, it could be fun. I don't know. He has a home run derby swing, so I'm kind of excited for it. I hope they pick him. I know it's a real long shot, but I'd love to see it. But let's talk about the Mariners and Orioles right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
About a month ago, we were burying them. I was on here with a person who will not be named. We were burying the Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
They won 9 straight. The Orioles won 8 or 9 straight. It's like, holy shit. Like, first of all, the AL East is the best division of baseball again, and I don't want to hear any slander against it.
The Orioles is more, well, one, they've had the same manager for the last, I want to say 3 seasons or so. I'm not really sure how long he's been there. I know it's been more than 2. The fact that Charlie Montoya, not like I'm justifying or I'm trying to have Charlie Montoya's back.
We talked about it on our show for
well, just the fact that he got canned and the Orioles guy has still made it this far, and now they're seeing progress. But it's just the Orioles, they got 10 or 11 wins in a row. They're now a game over 500. They're a couple games back behind the last wild card. Last year they lost 110 games, I think it was. So this turnaround, and they went into the season with the lowest payroll. And they're one of the few teams in the league besides the Reds and the Mariners and the Athletics that don't really do anything to better themselves. So the fact that they're fighting for a wild card spot right now in July is something to say for the Orioles, because that's just a team that has not been relevant since Buck Showalter and Manny Machado, and for that you got to go back at least 4 years, at least 4 or 5 seasons. I was feeling bad for guys like Trey Mancini and Cedric Mullins, 2 talented guys on a team that's going nowhere anytime soon, but they seem to be turning it around right now. Mm-hmm. Just got to wonder they got the right coach in place, because the Blue Jays had everything in place except the coach.
It's so funny, right? So baseball is that weird sport where you could have all the money in the world, but unless you have the right manager, the right pitching and hitting coach, you still could suck. I was like, baseball managers don't do shit. I'm like, no. Hitting and pitching coaches and managers are essential to get the best out of players. If the Diamondbacks actually had a decent pitching coach and a decent hitting coach, they would probably be, I don't know, 3rd place team. And joining us now from somewhere in northern New York, basically Canada, one of my favorite human beings on this planet, the chaplain of Belly Sports. He brings a little holiness to this unholy show. Ladies and gentlemen, beer aficionado, host of the No Credentials Required podcast, and Ron Peterson supporter, Mr. Ryan McCarthy.
Gentlemen.
Howdy, sir.
Ahoy.
Happy All-Star break, my friend.
What's that?
Happy almost All-Star break, my friend.
Yes, absolutely.
We're talking about the Mariners and the Orioles being the hottest teams right now.
Ooh, good topic.
Well, here's the thing about the Mariners. It makes sense. They have the best fucking lineup, one of the best lineups in baseball.
Yeah.
And then you also run the fact they have one of the best young rookies, aside from the kid in Pittsburgh who hit a moonshot in Milwaukee, and it looked like he swung his bat one-handed.
Yeah, did you see the throw he made today against the Marlins? 98.6 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's insane.
To first base. It's the fastest recorded out by a shortstop in spot track, stat track history, or StatCast history.
It's scary. Oh, Ryan, you missed it before you were driving back. I burned a hole in my shorts.
Oh,
from this.
That is
my stogie. It was great.
Oh, there you go.
We have a possible new sponsor, Big Buddha Cigars up here in Connecticut, because they're on my way home from work, and the guy's like, "Oh, you have a podcast? You smoke our cigars in your podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm like, okay, next time we'll put your show on at 6:30." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
There you go.
Nice.
Dude,
Matt, we have to stop fucking around and step our game up now.
I know. Yeah.
So Jared, where are you right now?
I am in my backyard. I have my dartboard set up here. I have possibly the only perfect 10 beer I've ever drank in my life. So I'm actually going to review this right now because you're here. Finally, I was waiting. I was nursing this beer together. Kate May's 11th anniversary beer. It is unadulterated hop bliss. Is the bliss hops, and it is just amazing. It's also got Sintra, Sabaro, Cashmere, and Blue R1 hops. And this,
not the pizza shop.
It takes a little bit like birthday cake, and it is the smoothest double IPA I've ever had in my life, and it is fucking incredible.
You say Sabaro like the pizza shop, or we're talking different? They making beers now?
No, it's the type of hop. But here's the thing, Ryan, you know me. I never give a 10 on a beer.
No,
this is a 9.9.
Ooh.
The only thing I'll put is a 10 if I could drink out of the can. This is better than
Eddie. And you drink it out of a glass.
This is better than Eddie Topper.
Really? Give it wow.
Ryan, if you can find a way to get a hold of this, I would.
All right. I'll have to look it up to see if I can find it in my area.
Cape May Anniversary Ale 11. It is the only perfect 9.9 I will ever give on a beer.
Is that IPA?
Yes. It is phenomenal. I also have, Ryan, for our friends north of the border, I also have one of these for later.
Nice. Labatt's.
Solid beer.
I've never had a Labatt's. I've only had a Moosehead. So I've never had a Labatt's. I'm excited.
I was going to say my next recommendation was going to be a Moosehead.
I've had Moosehead. I've drank it a lot when I was drunk. That's the problem.
Those are like a nice, refreshing, crisp, like fall beer.
You know what's a great beer that everyone sleeps on is Rolling Rock.
Yes. I don't know if it's an Italian thing or not, but growing up, my grandmother had a case.
It's amazing at a redneck bar, which is where I find myself at a lot because of where I live. And the thing is, Rolling Rock is cheap, and Rolling Rock tastes like pretzel beer, and it makes me happy.
I think the only time it's expensive is if you go to the Jets games, and it's like $5.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to Eagles fucking Packers, and I know I'm going to have to pay. By the way, the Eagles beer vendors fucking suck. The highest ABV IPA is a Goose, and I hate Goose Island IPA. It's so terrible.
Oh, God, it's so disgusting.
Nasty. It makes people hate IPAs. IPAs are amazing beer, but Goose Island is the bane of our existence because it's so mass-produced.
It was the most disgusting IPA I've ever had.
It's gross. I can't stand Goose Island. But Mr. McCarthy, how are you?
Doing great. I just finished my workout, and I was taking care of my brother's cats. One of them I had put eye drops in her eye, and as soon as I got done with that, boogied over here. And
we appreciate your you still coming to us. You missed it. I had an amazing bourbon before. It's called New Riff. It is from Kentucky, and it is one of the craft bourbon on Bourbon Trail. My parents had it back when they went to Ohio and Cleveland pre-COVID, and so my mom brought the rye back. The rye is amazing. I never had the bourbon though. This is incredible. I slammed it like it was water. I was like, oh my God.
So the closest I can get to finding anniversary ale from Cape May is in West Milford, New Jersey. And I know where that is because I'm heading down there in a few weeks.
Perfect. It's meant to be.
Ryan, I want a video review from you to my personal phone, and I'll post it on our Instagram later.
You got it.
Because I'm gonna DM Cape May Brewing. I'm saying, listen, I'm from Connecticut. I love all your beer. I've never had a bad beer from them. Like Tan Limes is one of my favorite beers by them. It's a salt lime ale. We were talking about summer must-haves. Salt lime lagers are my number one. Buena Vesa by Stone and Tam Limes by Cape May are like need to have. Like Buena Vesa, there's always a 12-pack in my fridge. It is just it's like imagine having a well-filtered and a well-brewed ale that's only about 110 calories, a light ale, but with just a nice hint of salt, a little lime. It's perfect. But Tan Lime's a little heavier, but it's perfect for one, chilling at your phenom nephew's baseball tournament. I wasn't a degenerate. I was offered it. Go with seafood, great with pork, and it's great with a burger. But yeah, no, I'm a big Cape May guy, obviously, but they're definitely my favorite brewery because everything they make is gas. Also, another great Jersey beer, if you are down there, is Cane. Cane slaps.
Departed Souls. SOLES. It's in Jersey City.
Mhm.
I brought some of their beer back. I brought some of their beer back on New Year's Eve when I went to the Devils game.
I had their double. It was awesome.
Is it the New Jersey IPA, the beer, the one that says beer on the can? That's awesome. That's an awesome beer.
It's a great beer. I love it. I think I gave it an 8.7. Which is a very high score for me because I'm very picky about IPAs. Like I only give Heady Topper a 9.1, and I consider that the holy grail. It's the OG.
I actually drank their the Neapolitan from Departed Souls on one of the shows.
Yeah, that's right. I remember
January
that.
Or February. Yeah.
So Ryan, any sports topics you want to bring up before we start talking all summer good stuff? Because we're not on Tiki anymore. Apparently, I just tried to log in and I forgot what's his face. Dan has this new system. Yeah, we have an executive meeting at 9.
Oof.
No, nothing about the actually having a meeting. It's the fact that I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to go to work tomorrow. Oh, right. I had a contractor call me a fucking asshole this morning.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I said, hey, buddy, you got to make sure you come inside and check before you get loaded up. He goes, I know how this works. He's swearing at me and yelling at me. I'm like,
oh my.
In broken English. And I'm like, don't start with me. I'll whip your ass. Get the hell out of my yard. I may be the new guy, but I'm also bigger than you, dude.
Yeah. Always helps when you're bigger than them.
I'm bigger than 80% of the contractors we have. They're all just tiny dudes, but they got some attitude. I'm looking back at Matt's topic list because basically Matt is the best topic list writer I've ever seen.
Good job, Matt.
I credit to ESPN that I have on in the background on meal prepping. One of them was Lamar Jackson one.
Oh, I love
Bernard Pollard trying to sass him on social media.
Yeah. I didn't catch the entire thing that he was saying, but he was pretty much getting ripped by all the analysts.
I do have a media figure in mind for the one when we have the dartboard later.
All right, yeah, we have the dartboard about we'll do 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. Since we're not on a schedule anymore, we can kind of let this roll. Cool. One of my biggest things is right now. I also know me and Matt both have to get up early, so we won't go past maybe 8:15. But one of my biggest things with the whole Lamar Jackson thing is Mike Tannenbaum basically said, like, I drive down there to sign him now. Yeah, here's the problem with the Ravens. The Ravens have never done that. They made their mistake with Joe Flacco, and they want to see Lamar beat a team passing because they see what's in the wall. They see what's on the wall. Like somebody asked me the other day at work, they're like, hey, you're an Eagle. This is on my keychain. They're like, hey, you're an Eagle. So I'm like, yeah. They're like, all right, Jalen Hurts. So I'm like, what about him? He goes, what do you think? And I'm like, well, I'd rather have him than Lamar Jackson. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, think about it. Hurts wants to be a pocket passer that can run. Mm-hmm. Jackson wants to run, but he's trying to be forced to be a pocket passer. Hurts is one of those guys, if he could sit back in the pocket and let it sling for the entire game, he'd be happy. He only runs when the pocket breaks down. The problem was the Eagles' offensive line was duct tape, and they still finished top 10 in the league, and they had like 12 different starters last year because Jeff Stoutland is the best offensive line coach in football. So with Lamar Jackson, I understand you want to get paid, bro. I understand you were a unanimous MVP in 2019. Hats off to you, sir. Here's the thing. I don't care. If I'm a GM, show me you can pass from the pocket.
Yeah. My problem with the whole thing is that so they're trying to, like, for every year, they're like, prove that you can pass in the pocket. You don't have to run 24/7. But they keep taking away offensive weapons from him.
They got rid of Hollywood Brown. It was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Why would you get rid of Hollywood Brown and not address a wide receiver the rest of that draft? Now he's got Rashad Bateman and was it Laurent Duvernay or something? Or is like Devin Duvernay?
Devin Duvernay.
I mean, he still has Mark Andrews, and they drafted Charlie Kohler, so he can have like a double tight end set. But
and
like,
they have not Terrence Marshall. Who's Rashad Bateman?
Yeah, Rashad Bateman and Duvernay are his two receivers now. But like, why would you get rid of your number one and not address that vacancy?
Okay, let's be honest though. Is Marquise Brown really a number one?
No, but for them he is.
Yeah, which is really sad.
Yeah,
Rashad Bateman has
the only reason why they traded him was because Kyler Murray wanted to reunite with him.
And they were like, "Oh wait, you're giving us how much for him? We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take your first round pick and play. Al Hamilton, sure, why not?"
Like this draft was hysterical. While we look back at it, because one, you and Matt's Jets killed it. My Eagles robbed the Titans blind.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was probably the best trade that entire draft.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like, oh my God, you give Jalen Hurts his actual best friend in the world to be his other receiver, who with Devontae Smith, who he was already good, very close with. Oh my God, now you can move Quez Watkins into the slot, who's probably the third fastest man in football. And then you also have Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders and Boston Scott and Zach Pascal, who all he does is walk on the field, score touchdowns. Jalen Hurts has basically said, hey, here's the Lamborghini. Let's get to the NFC Championship game, which he could easily do with that offense. And that defense with Bradbury now and with those linebackers, if Nakobe Dean is as good as we think he's going to be.
Yeah, that's a player to watch. That's
he was my. By the way, Matt,
they're winning the East. They're winning the East this year. By the way, I think.
Oh yes,
yes. Matt, so when we do our TikToks, because I actually will do them for the NFC. He is my NFC. He's the Eagles rookie to watch. I think this kid is going to dominate.
Same.
He's going to be Devin White. He's going to be Devin White 2.0.
I agree.
This kid is going to stick dudes up in the hole. I talked about this on the show on Wednesday, Matt, and Matt was there, and Ryan. I said my biggest problem with Devin Lloyd, Ryan. I think I said this in front of you. He never makes a gang tackle. He always gang tackles. His highlights were all gang tackles. He never stuck a guy up in the hole by himself. He's always dragging behind him. I watched Nakobe Dean stick up the running back from Alabama in the hole and drop him. I was like, this kid's my size, and he just drops this kid in the hole. I'm like, okay, so clearly this dude is strong as hell and knows how to tackle, and he makes plays.
Yeah.
He's also a leader. So that's the other thing. It's like the biggest thing is like, oh, great. Are you a physical athlete linebacker? Great. But like, are you like a Tremaine Edmonds, who was a 4th-round pick, but is an amazing linebacker now plays for Buffalo? I watched him at Virginia Tech when I was in college because he's my age. And I watched Edmonds dominate the Miami Hurricanes offense because he was not only a freak athlete, he was also a great leader, and he was a great communicator with his defense. That Virginia Tech Hokie defense in 2016 was disgusting with him and his brothers. Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's a no question to me. So with the linebackers, it's a whole different thing. But Ryan, I got to get your quick opinion, though, before we move on. We start talking cookouts.
Mm-hmm.
The MILF Hunter Wilson. What do you think?
Oh, man. He's got that dog in him.
Oh, man.
Hey, listen. If Sirianni didn't have Jalen Hurts, he'd go get Zach Wilson. He's a dog.
If it's true, I don't know. We don't know if this is true or not. If it's true, the funny thing is that his ex posted that she alleged he slept with his mom's best friend. We don't have proof of that, and you figure, oh, this is going to be all downhill. This is going to be on a knock on Zach Wilson's character. Jets fans are like, we're building the toe
NFL
of the
fans,
statue we're going to put in front of MetLife Stadium when he wins the Super Bowl.
Being a Zach Wilson lover, like I am a big Zach Wilson guy now.
Yeah,
it's almost like as if his stock just increased. Like I just got something I was reading where like people started putting bets down that he's going to be MVP. And I'm like, holy shit!
I think he's a 12 plus 1,200 to win league MVP.
And that's not like.
Let me confirm that. Hang on, go ahead.
And if it's like plus 1,200 odds for that, like that's pretty low compared to what I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be astronomical because I'm like, this guy's not going to win MVP. But it's almost as if like if he was a stock, he'd be like GameStop of the last stock surge. Like overnight, this guy is now like the #1 topic on Twitter. It's amazing. I love it. I love how everybody took it and rode with it in a positive way, and they're all bashing Dax and the girl.
Yeah, she's getting roasted. She's like, she thought it totally backfired on what they thought.
Oh, yeah.
She thought it would be.
Barstool Jack Mac for being like the biggest Jet fan, getting freaking Wilson some clout. I love it. Also, by the way, they announced the final participant for the home run derby.
You don't sound excited.
It's Corey fucking Seager. He's not even a power hitter.
They could have put O'Neal Cruz in it.
They could have put Christian fucking Walker in it.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking mad right now.
They could have put Isaiah Kiner Falefa in it, who has like 1 home run. They really wanted to spice it up, fucking Corey Seager.
I hope Corey Seager doesn't hit a single fucking home run. Fuck Corey Seager.
I hope he has.
Because he's a Dodger. I don't see him as a Ranger. He's a fucking Dodger.
I hope he has the performance that Robinson Cano did when he came back to the Derby after he won
Arizona in 2011. Yeah. I remember. Trust me. Yeah,
he did not hit one.
You know what the worst part was? The MLB fucked over Arizona. They had Chris Young and Justin Upton, who both had like 22 jacks in the break. They're like, nah, let's put Cano in there. And Cano hit 0 dingers. The MLB will never learn. They'll never learn. Listen, there's a reason that Arizona Diamondbacks players hate dingers because that's all they can do in that ballpark. There is listen, it's swing or go home.
Are they allowing you to like
fourth in the league in home runs with 20 right now?
Are they allowing you to bet on the home run derby?
I think they are in Connecticut. They are.
Okay, so Zach Wilson is a 150-1 shot to an MVP, but he's a plus 15,000. But he's received more bets in the month of July than Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady.
That's absolutely insane.
Amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. That is the best thing I've heard of it.
I don't know. We'll see. The schedule's tough in the beginning, but they've got the roster right now to win games. Like we're not talking 12.
Well, I said in the show,
and they have a perfect bye week. It's like right in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to finish in second place in the East. And everyone thinks I'm crazy. I'm like, no, listen. You proved to me Tua can play a full season. You also proved to me that the Patriots have enough firepower to beat any of the teams in the East. They don't.
No.
Let's tack on Thornton to Sean Jackson 2.0. I don't want to hear it.
No. If the Jets can split the first 4 games, mm-hmm. and win at least one more before their bye week, I think they're in good shape to at least be in contention for a wild card.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking
it's just gonna come down to the last 2 weeks of the year when they're away at Seattle and at Miami, where they never win.
No, they never win in Miami. They always get that lead, and everything seems all nice and bright, like Robbie Anderson catching a touchdown, celebrating in the stands, everybody, and then boom, L. But yeah, it's
schedule actually isn't that terrible either. They're what, like in the 20s for schedule strength?
It's a 4.95 strength of schedule, 4.495. So
I love that the Eagles have the 3rd easiest schedule in football, and it's like you really give a team that load that easy of a schedule.
Must be nice.
Well, it's nice to play in the NFC East.
The NFL knows the NFC East is the highest fan base rating for because the thing is besides Washington, you have 3 of the biggest, most known fan bases in football: Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys in one division. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I saw something recently that was kind of interesting. It was like if you revamp all of the divisions, so the AFC East would then actually be the Bills, Patriots, Jets, and the Giants. If they were to reconstruct,
I saw that too.
And then the Atlantic would be the Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, and Washington, which I wouldn't hate. It would just suck trying to get the games down there.
Mm-hmm. It'd be some competition too, because right now I wouldn't be worried about Pittsburgh or Washington. Ravens would be the only.
I'm not worried about Pittsburgh at all.
No, this could be the first year that Mike Tomlin has an under 500 record as a coach.
We honestly, Ryan, I want to get you back for this because I always love talking football with you because you honestly have a very realistic and very worldly opinion of records, and you actually look at things from a realistic point of view. When we do our record predictions early in the season, I want you back on the show because I think you're going to have a blast. Because me and Matt will do our record predictions. Because right now this is a 2-man show, me and Matt. Obviously, Matt's been killing on TikTok and on social media in general. I've been dealing with my new job, so I've been very limited. I will be getting back to doing TikToks and Instagram stuff soon. Obviously, folks, I know you guys miss my beautiful face. But Matt has been kicking ass on social media, so we got to give Matt a round of applause right here. A little golf clap for Matt. Dude's been kicking ass and taking names on social media. And, even the belly up higher ups have noticed, man. Dude, your new co-host, he kicks ass. I'm like, listen, besides Kevin, he's the best co-host I've ever had, man. He kicks ass.
I'm trying to just keep some consistency on social media.
You're coming for Kevin's crown, man. Just stick with me for at least a full season. You might beat him.
There we go. I got the competition. I got the dog in me.
Listen,
that dog in you.
if you end up coming to my Halloween party, you'll meet Kevin. So there you go. You get to see him in person.
I could do that. He's the Alabama one, right? Yeah. He
He's
seems
got
like a fun
that
time.
Bama in him.
Yeah.
So by the way, heads up, check out Quad Tailgates, Tailgate the Quads, SEC preview featuring our friend of the show, Cruz Rider. I will be there on Wednesday doing the ACC preview. Spoiler alert: I have Miami winning the fucking thing.
Shocker.
Well, here's the thing: is like, okay, like I don't think this DJ Ungalangalele is going to last the entire season. We may have another Kelly Bryant, Trevor Lawrence thing again, where it's gonna be like they're gonna have him for 4 games, realize he's dog shit, and they're gonna bench him, and they're still gonna win like maybe 9-10 games. But the problem is that defense is not losing Brett Venables. By the way, I don't think people realize
tough. That's tough.
That man saved Clemson's season so many times. Brett Venables is Oklahoma. By the way, Oklahoma might win the Big 12 this year because they're gonna just play good defense. They've got the athletes. They just didn't have a scheme. Venables' defense is so hard to figure out. It's a 3-3 zone blitz. It is ridiculously hard to understand. And the fact of the matter is, Oklahoma could have a good season, honestly. And that's the best part about it. Like, the fact Lincoln Riley leaves, they still win 10 games. But this is my first sip of a Labatt. Let's see how this tastes.
So, Jared, you may have said it on other shows, but what do you think of the ACC just going to one conference instead of 2 divisions? Do you like that?
I absolutely love it. I think
that's how the Canadian Football League should do.
I don't care. Like, the conferences were so fucking stupid. It made no sense. 3 of our rivals were in the other conference. It made no sense. Why do we only get to play Clemson every 2 years? Why do we only get to play Boston College every 2 years? It's like everyone's like, oh, Boston College Miami isn't really a rival. I'm like, the Doug Flutie game gives you about 30 years to 50 years of rivalry.
I'm old enough to remember that game. I remember watching it at Black Friday in 1984.
I wasn't even alive.
I love Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie was my gateway to the CFL, man. Come on.
Hey, listen, next year I'll be at Boston College Miami in Cambridge. So, Justin Hill, I'll be there. I will literally. I think I can buy my tickets next January. So I will buy them. I will be there. Maybe Matt. Maybe I convince you to go with me. We do a Korner booth event.
Where are we doing that?
I would say
we'll go up to Cambridge. We'll do Miami, Boston College.
Oh,
I would say
fun.
I would say forget tickets. Let's get press passes.
Fuck yeah, McCarthy. You're only what a 2-hour drive away?
No, I'm about 3.5 hours. So it's not bad. Long of the drive. I just hop on the Mass Parkway.
Get Kevin out there for a game too. We can do a whole belly up hangout up there.
Is UConn playing UMass again?
I think they have to. I think it's part of the Cum Bowl tradition. We were supposed to go, but the problem was like I couldn't get tickets in time. I was broke, so I just spent so much money on this fucking tattoo that I really didn't have the money for it. College football, so much fun. You know what my first game ever?
3 hours 11 minutes from my house to Cambridge to Chestnut Hill.
Very nice. So I've only been to one college football game live in person. I went to UConn Temple. I watched Hassan Reddick.
I'm so sorry.
I watched Hassan Reddick, Philadelphia Eagles Hassan Reddick, sack UConn's quarterback 6 times.
Wow. Well, it's UConn.
Meant to be, Matt. It was meant to be.
The last college football game I went to live, I was covering for a website that's no longer exists. It was UAlbany versus Stony Brook, and you can look it up Albany's solid. Greg Gattuso is a Pitt guy. He is the guy who recruited Aaron Donald to play at Pitt. But one of the last games I attended, and you can look it up. You can look up the ending on 2018, the Golden Apple Bowl, and the kicker was about 43 yards out, kicks it, bounces off the upright, and goes over, walk-off win. It was one of the best endings to a football game I've ever seen live or in person, or live on TV or in person. It was so weird. It was so great.
Let's talk. All right, we're coming to the last couple minutes of the show. Let's talk cookouts. Mr. McCarthy, what is your go-to drink? I'll give you my 1 and 2, my 2 and 3. My number 1 was, of course, a salt and lager. 2 and 3 for drinks for the summer. Number 2 is a Baja Blast. Mm-hmm. I love that soda, and it only tastes good in the summer. It tastes horrible in the winter because it's way too laid back and sweet. Number 3 in the summer, obviously, is any summer ale. I have a soft spot for Sam's. I can drink it any time of year, but in the summer, it just tastes better. That lemon kind of tastes to every beer amazing. I'm not a big shandy guy, but I will do a summer ale. The only bad one I've had was Blue Point, but they've changed their formula, so I'll give them another round. But big summer ale guy and Baja Blast. Those are my 2 go-to drinks. Matt, you said mojito. What do you got for your runner-ups?
So if I can go the non-alcoholic route, and this is good all year round, but especially on a nice hot summer day, a nice spicy Sprite from McDonald's just hits different.
Their entire fountain selection always hits different.
It's just got a crisp to it. I don't know what it is, but I've had
I think they add I think they add additional carbonation to the.
They gotta, because I had a bottle of Sprite and I had the Sprite from McDonald's, and I took a sip of both, and I'm like, this one tastes more flat than the McDonald's one, but it just kicks. I mean, I'm always a margarita guy. I was telling Jared before, a nice spiked lemonade, whether it's a Fisher's Island or whether it's a homemade vodka lemonade. I mean, other than that, a nice crisp volume 3 variety pack of White Claw. Always for me. The volume 3, I love the watermelon and the pineapple and the blackberry and the strawberry. The White Claw is a never can go wrong drink for me. It tastes better in the summer than it does in the winter, but I'll drink it all year round.
Fuck yeah. Ryan, what's your go-to summer drink? Alcohol doesn't matter.
All right, so alcohol for my one. I mean, other than my buddies at Slickfin, their watermelon blonde ale, which is outstanding.
I need to get my hands on this. I don't know how I'm going to find it.
What the
watermelon blonde ale you've been raving about? I got to try it.
You can only get it up at the brewery in upstate New York. You have to come up for the day. You have to come up for the day, man. Come on.
Come for the day.
Go to the track. We'll go to the track.
I gotta go to the hotel at that point.
We'll go to the track. We'll go to Lake George, or go to the track. The track just opened up today in Saratoga. So.
Oh, that's where you are. Okay, it's only a 4.5 hour drive. That's not terrible.
No, you're okay.
Just leave at 6 a.m. and then get there for 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll leave at 8 and be there by noon.
There you go. That works too. So, other than that beer, I do like the 21st Amendment Heller High Watermelon. That always hits the spot on a nice hot summer day. For non-alcoholic, I'm a Code Red guy. I'm a Mountain Dew Code Red guy. And
have you had the spicy one yet?
No, I haven't.
I was not a huge fan. For some reason, everybody's raving about it. I'm not seeing the. I'm not seeing it. It's just soda should not be spicy.
The Major Melon's really good too. I don't know if you had the Major Melon yet, man.
Not yet.
Okay, so either Code Red or Major Melon. My other alcoholic drink is, and I'll be there next month. Weeping Radish OBX Kolsch. It's the first small brewery in North Carolina, and they make this Kolsch, which is outstanding. It on a hot day at the beach, it's awesome. And I'm bringing bunch of back with me when I go down to North Carolina. Yeah,
I'll throw another one. Gotta give a shout out to my old man. He freezes watermelons instead of ice, and he uses that for his margaritas. They are deadly. My Marcus Clem's watermelon margaritas with Jose Cuervo tequila, or on Añejo, or whatever he gets a hold of. Absolutely deadly. It's just straight liquor, but you don't taste it. It is
wow.
That means summer to me. That right there. I'm on the vineyard. I'm enjoying myself. I love it. Also, one of my favorite summer traditions, always I said it already, is the cigars. I probably go through about 50 to 60 cigars a summer. And shout out to Big Buddha again for the amazing Perdomo I just had. It was unreal. I tried to resurrect it as much as possible. I didn't have time to aerate it, which is my fault. All right, go-to cookout food. What is your go-to thing you bring to a cookout or any barbecue when you're in the summer? What is your thing you bring, you need to have? What is it? Mr. McCarthy.
Bratwurst.
Attaboy.
Nice bratwurst. You can't go wrong with a good brat.
Matt.
I think a nice barbecue chicken wing off the grill, or a nice little sirloin steak, little handheld something that's come off the grill. I'm a little seasoned, so when I go to a cookout, there's Spanish rice, there's mac and cheese, there's oxtail there, so I have a plethora of fantastic choices. But if I had to choose one, it's got to be off the grill. It's either a nice little steak, a rib, or a nice chicken wing.
For me, it's either Brazilian chicken hearts. Incredible, by the way. If done right, it's incredible. My Cajun chicken bake recipe, which I will share with you guys later, it's chicken and andouille sausage, Cajun seasoning, onions, peppers, garlic. It is unreal. It is slow baked on my grill after it's been cooked. It is unfucking believable. But number one has got to be Polish kielbasa. This Martin Rosel's Deli, which I am a second cousin of Martin Rosel's, so I kind of get the inside track, I guess. But Rosel's Deli kielbasa is just something different. I throw it on the grill, chop it up. It's the perfect finger food. Hits. I'm a big cheeseburger guy, but cheeseburgers like a dessert to me. But when I go to a cookout, everyone's bringing cheeseburgers. I'm bringing kielbasa. My Polish ass always has to contribute the right way. So that's my go-to thing. Who's ready for everyone's favorite game? The dartboard. Right behind me is, of course, the dartboard. Matthew, who are you throwing on the dartboard today? I know McCarthy's chomping the bit to throw somebody up there.
I am throwing the Carolina Panthers on the dartboard. Let's go over the timeline. You traded for 2 different quarterbacks in the last 2 seasons. You've given up a total of 4 draft picks for the combined total for both of them. One is besides Josh Rosen, this guy is the worst quarterback. They came out of the 2018 draft, and he garnished 3 draft picks. Then you got Baker Mayfield, who, behind Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, is better than Sam Darnold, is better than Josh Rosen. You get, a 5th-round pick, additional 4th-round picks. So you got 4 draft picks for 2 guys in the top 3 of the 2018 draft that were selected. Both guys lead the NFL in interceptions since 2018. Both, I believe, have under 500 career records. And you drafted Matt Corral. So you got Sam Darnold. He's not the guy. You have Baker Mayfield, who I was telling Jared the other time. He's like a Kirk Cousins or like a Carson Wentz. Like he can get you 7 to 9 wins, but he's not going to really get you more than that. I would argue Baker Mayfield has less weapons in Carolina than he did when he was with Cleveland. I see it being a temporary success. Like I can see 8 and 9 kind of success. I don't think he's the answer. I'm putting them on the board because they just can't seem to get it right. Ever since they got Matt Rule in, I think we all thought that was going to be the savior of that franchise, and that's not the case right now. Just continuously getting it wrong with the quarterback, and I feel bad for the fan base, to be honest with you, because Matt Corral has got to be the future of that franchise, but he's 3rd on that chart right now. So I'm putting the Carolina Panthers on there for their terrible trade decisions the last 2 seasons.
I think the Baker trade is amazing for them. I think the Sam Darnold trade is going to haunt them for years.
Oh, yeah. Just think about who they could have taken with like those 3 selections.
Because Trader Joe Douglas swindled.
Yeah, we all have ties to that because you and I being a Jets fan, and Joe Douglas is who he is because
he's Howie Roseman's heir apparent.
Yeah. I mean, he's like I don't know, whatever they're doing in Philly, I thank them for it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And before that was Baltimore.
Yeah,
he was briefly on Hard Knocks the one season they were in Baltimore.
I mean, at this point,
you saw a very young Joe Douglas.
I just feel like every time Joe Douglas fleeces somebody, like Jets fans and Eagles fans, they just get the W because we get the W, and they're like, yeah, we take credit for that because we made him that.
The thing is, like, Howie taught him how to fleece GMs.
Every time Joe Douglas swindles somebody out of a trade, Zach Wilson begs another hot mom.
Hey, my favorite. Let's just sneak into the mind of the guy who trained Joe Douglas. Hey, Tennessee, we know there's only one good 1st-round receiver left on the board. How about we give you a 1st-round pick and a 3rd rounder? You give us your all-pro guy who doesn't want to sign with you, and we'll give you that pick to go get this receiver. Deal! And this receiver has asthma problems and can't stay on the field. And now you just traded your top 10 wide receiver.
Well, that's none of my business.
Yeah, right? It's like, okay. All right, McCarthy, who is on your board?
All right, on my dartboard today is Tiki Barber, and today on WFAN radio, I saw this tweet and I saw the clip, and I'm not going to try to take out too much out of context because I haven't heard the whole segment because I don't listen to WFAN during the day because I like to produce my own stuff, my own hot takes. But Tiki Barber had the temerity, the balls, the chutzpah to say that Zach Wilson is not a team guy, basically. Zach Wilson has been since this past season ended, since that haunting loss in Buffalo, where it was frigid as crap and they couldn't throw the ball worth a damn, except for that one play to not Elijah Moore. I forget who. Well, they almost beat Buffalo in Buffalo. Ever since that day, Zach Wilson has made impromptu trips to every single receiver on his roster to train with them. He has been flying the entire nation. He's acquired more frequent flyer miles than probably any quarterback in the NFL. He just wrapped up a trip to Idaho, practicing with his wide receivers. And Tiki Barber goes on WFAN and has the temerity to say, "Oh, Zach Wilson's not a hard worker. You always see him at Yankees games. You always see him at Rangers games or Islanders games or Knicks games."
This man's should be near a quarterback, Tiki. I don't want you seeing.
Yeah, this is the guy who retired a year before the Giants had the biggest win in their history, knocking off the 18-0 New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. He left 1 year early because he couldn't go along with Tom Coughlin.
I love that Tiki Barber missed out on his rings because he was a selfish prick. And I fucking hate Tiki Barber. One of my favorite memories was watching him get knocked out by Brian Dawkins and Jeremiah Trotter in the hole. And it made me so happy. And the thing is, I hated Tiki Barber. I hated his brother. Like, fuck Tiki, man. Like, everything.
I liked Tiki Barber until that clip.
Well,
I saw that clip.
I hated him whole way through.
So Tiki Barber. So I just want to conclude. So I didn't interrupt you. Tiki Barber. If you can work hard and you can play hard, and this whole week has been kind of a circus with Zach Wilson, the allegations of MILF hunting, but.
Happy hunting, boys.
Happy hunting. And Tiki, he will win more rings than you will ever have. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed. And that's my dartboard.
Is the thing, too, with it is like you said, they have of him, he's in a state, a different coast of the world. Like, he's with his guys. He's not by himself. He's training with his dudes. And not for nothing, but he's got a C on his chest. You don't just give that to anybody. You have to earn a captain status. You have to be the leader. And if he wasn't that guy, he would not have that C on his chest.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Zach Wilson is so screwy that it could work. Like, his whole style is so screwy that it's gonna work in the NFL.
You know what I love about watching him play is that I don't remember the last time the Jets had a quarterback that can avoid as many sacks as he can avoid. Like, there's times where he doesn't get taken down, and it's just amazing to watch a guy be elusive like that.
Yeah, I'm praying with this nasty offensive line that's coming this year that they'll have at least 2 or 3 clean sheets this year of sacks. They haven't had that since 2018. Yeah. Sorry, Jared. Go ahead.
And as we finish, we're coming to our final 2 minutes as I have to eat some food before I go into this executive meeting because I'm a little inebriated right now. All righty. My corner dartboard goes to Major League Baseball and whoever the fuck selects the home run derby. I love Rob Manfred can literally go kick rocks. I love that you put Albert Pujols in for his final season. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that you put in all these young guys like Jose Ramirez from or Julio, what the kid from Seattle? Where is
Julio Rodriguez.
Julio Rodriguez. Love that kid's game. I love the fact that you threw in what I love how they're patient loading now. Schwarber's a bomb machine. That kid is gonna hit nothing but nukes. Soto, one of the best young hitters in baseball. Acuna, fun player, the defending 2-time champ. Alonso, great. And then you had to follow it up. Jose Ramirez, really? Really? He's a good player. He's a great player. He's not a slugger. And then Corey Seager. There's two guys in that home run lineup in the top 10 in home runs right now who deserve some justice. One of them, of course, is my Diamondback Christian Walker, who had to sit behind Paul Goldschmidt in AAA for 3 or 4 years, got his shot, finally figured his swing out. Oh, wait, now he's top 5 in the league in home runs. Funny how that happens. Currently, right now, actually, unfortunately, he's tied with Seager with 10th. Okay, I did not see the minor standings. You could have also put in Buxton or Austin Riley or fucking Yordan Alvarez. Really? Seager? That's who you threw in there? Or Kevin Cron? Or Vlad? Like, you put Vlad Guerrero Jr. in there. You could put in Goldschmidt or, oh my God. Like, I'm going on a list. Like, the guys they threw in there are not even in the top 10 home runs. I don't know. The MLB just dropped the ball this year again. But then again, they drop the ball every year. So it's not a surprise. But that's all I got. Fellas, it's been an hour and 45. We appreciate our girl Beth for stopping by from her family outing. We appreciate my man Ryan McCarthy stopping by to talk some cookout, essentials, some baseball. And, of course, I appreciate my co-host Matt for being the rock star that he is. Shout out to his fiance B for letting him get away for a couple hours, help me out. You got to realize, you got to tell her I give her a shout out every episode for letting you.
Oh, I know. I really do. I keep forgetting it because I can hear them right now. She's been talking to my mom for the last 45 minutes.
Well, you got to tell her I miss her. I love her. She's the best. And thank her for letting me stay here for an hour. Once again, shout out to our sponsors, eatsofficial.com. A promo code Korner for 10% off. And also our amazing sponsors, Canada Dips, promo code BELIEVE20, 20% off as a great alternative to dipping tobacco. I am fully off that shit for good now, thanks to Canada Dips. And possibly sponsor on the horizon, Big Buddha Cigar Lounge in Brookfield, Connecticut. We appreciate you for stopping by today. We love all your shows. You can find Mr. McCarthy at No Credentials Required on Twitter and also at Who's Ryan MCC. Amazing content out of this man. Never misses. We appreciate you for stopping by. Have a great weekend. Drink responsibly. Drive safe. We'll see y'all Tuesday. We may have a fill-in for Matt, and then we're back to full-time schedule the following week. Appreciate y'all. Peace.